Ever thought about printing a steak for dinner? Let's compare the classic 3D printer and the cultured meat 3D printer. When we think of 3D printers, we usually picture a device humming away, crafting intricate physical objects layer by layer from materials like plastic or metal. It's a fascinating process. A digital design is sliced into thin layers, which the printer then builds up one at a time, forming a solid three-dimensional object. But what if I told you that the same concept could be applied to create something you can actually eat? Welcome to the world of cultured meat 3D printers. Much like their classic counterparts, cultured meat 3D printers also take digital designs and turn them into physical objects. But instead of plastic or metal, these machines use bio-ink made from animal cells. These cells are cultured in a lab, grown into muscle tissue, and then used as the ink to print meat products. Now let's highlight the similarities and differences between these two types of 3D printers. At their core, both technologies rely on the same basic principle, creating three-dimensional objects from digital designs. They both work layer by layer, building up the final product bit by bit. The main difference, of course, lies in the materials they use and the end products they create. A classic 3D printer uses materials like plastic or metal to create objects that are primarily functional or aesthetic. Think phone cases, jewelry, or even machine parts. On the other hand, a cultured meat 3D printer uses bio-ink made from animal cells to create food products that are not just edible, but also potentially more sustainable and ethical than traditionally farmed meat. So, while the classic 3D printer may print your next smartphone case, the cultured meat 3D printer might just print your next meal. From printing plastic to printing meat, 3D printers have come a long way. It's a journey that began in the late 20th century and has since seen remarkable advancements. Let's trace the steps of this technological evolution. The concept of 3D printing, also known as additive manufacturing, was first introduced in the 1980s. It was then that a man named Chuck Hull invented a process called stereolithography, which used UV lasers to solidify photopolymer that created 3D parts layer by layer. Hull's breakthrough led to the production of the first commercial 3D printer in the late 80s. In the early 90s, 3D printing technology took a significant leap forward with the advent of fused deposition modeling, or FDM. This technique, developed by S. Scott Crump, deposited molten material layer by layer to create an object. The FDM technology was more flexible and affordable, which led to a rise in its popularity. The next big milestone came in the early 2000s when 3D printers became more user-friendly and affordable for a broader audience. Companies like MakerBot and 3D Systems started producing 3D printers that were not only affordable but also easy to use, ushering in an era of desktop 3D printing. This democratization of 3D printing technology empowered individuals and small businesses to create prototypes, custom parts, and even artworks right from their desktops. While the 3D printing industry was booming, a new frontier was quietly emerging: bioprinting. In the mid-2000s, scientists began experimenting with 3D printing biological materials. The first successful experiment was conducted in 2006, when a team of scientists 3D printed a functioning kidney tissue. The concept of bioprinting took a massive leap forward in the past decade with the introduction of cultured meat 3D printers. These printers use a mixture of animal cells, nutrients, and other ingredients to print meat without slaughtering any animals. This revolutionary technology has the potential to transform our food system by providing a more sustainable and ethical way to produce meat. The journey of 3D printers has been nothing short of spectacular. From the initial concept of stereolithography to the recent advancements in cultured meat 3D printers, the evolution of 3D printing technology has been marked by constant innovation and a relentless drive to push the boundaries of what's possible. It's fascinating to think about how a technology that began as a tool for creating plastic prototypes has evolved into a device capable of printing living tissues and even food. It is a testament to human ingenuity and the power of technology to transform our lives in ways we could never have imagined. From a sci-fi concept to a kitchen gadget, the journey of 3D printers is nothing short of spectacular. As we look to the future, one can only wonder what other marvels this technology will bring. So, what does the future hold for 3D printing? A question that piques the curiosity of many as we stand on the precipice of a new era, where technology and biology intertwine in ways we've only dreamt of. 3D printing has evolved from creating simple plastic objects to an incredible tool that's shaping the future of food production. The notion of cultured meat, grown in labs and printed layer by layer, is not just a sci-fi fantasy anymore. It's a reality that's knocking on the doors of our kitchens, promising a future where we could print our dinner at the push of a button. But the implications of cultured meat printing extend beyond the realm of convenience. It's a beacon of hope for a world grappling with food security issues and environmental degradation. Traditional meat production is a significant contributor to greenhouse gas emissions, deforestation, and water pollution. Cultured meat, on the other hand, could dramatically reduce these environmental impacts, ushering us into a more sustainable future. Moreover, 3D printing of cultured meat holds the potential to address global food security concerns. It could democratize access to nutrition, making high-quality protein available to everyone, irrespective of geography or socioeconomic status. But why stop at cultured meat? The future of 3D printing also lies in bioprinting, a remarkable technology that could change the face of healthcare. Imagine the ability to print human organs for transplantation or skin for burn victims. The possibilities are endless, and the implications are profound. Yet, as we marvel at the potential of 3D printing, it's important to acknowledge the challenges ahead. Ethical considerations, regulatory hurdles, technological limitations, and public acceptance are all aspects we'll need to navigate as we embrace this brave new world. So, as we stand at the crossroads of technology and biology, the future of 3D printing is not just about creating objects, it's about creating life, fostering sustainability, and redefining our relationship with food. As we look to the future, 3D printing promises to revolutionize not just manufacturing, but also how we grow and consume food. Let's quickly recap what we've learned today. We started our journey exploring the innovative world of 3D printing by comparing the classic 3D printer with its cutting-edge counterpart, the cultured meat 3D printer. We saw how the classic 3D printer, once a marvel of modern technology, has paved the way for more advanced printers. These machines, once used to create simple plastic models, can now be used to print complex, edible structures like a juicy steak. We then delved into the evolution of 3D printers. From their humble beginnings in the late 20th century, where they were large, clunky, and expensive, to the streamlined, affordable, and versatile machines we see today. The journey of 3D printers has been nothing short of a technological revolution, changing the way we produce and consume goods. The future of 3D printing looks even more promising. We discussed how the technology is set to disrupt various industries, from healthcare, where it's being used to print organs for transplants, to construction, where entire houses can be printed in less than a day. The possibilities seem endless, with new applications being explored and developed regularly. But it's not just about the technology itself. It's also about the impact it has on our lives. 3D printing democratizes production, making it possible for anyone with access to a printer to create whatever they need, whenever they need it. It's a tool for innovation, allowing us to think outside the box and create solutions that were once thought impossible. And let's not forget the cultured meat 3D printer, a game changer for the food industry. This technology could revolutionize the way we produce and consume meat, reducing our reliance on traditional farming methods, and potentially making a significant contribution to solving some of the world's most pressing environmental issues. Whether it's printing a new toy, a replacement part, or a juicy steak, 3D printing continues to push the boundaries of what's possible. Stay tuned for more exciting updates from the world of 3D printing.